receive many requests to do comparisons on a daily basis. And this one came in via Instagram. Mike Sommerfeld versus Derek Lunsford at the Arnold Classic Event. On paper, it's actually a good idea. Classic physique versus open. Who is the overall champion? Well, Chris Bumstead versus Martin Fitzwater. That proved to all of us that, yeah, you can toss these guys in together. By times. Now, by times. Mike Sommerfeld, he's more of an open-class bodybuilder than Chris Bumstead, right? His structure, physique, I believe he turned pro with open bodybuilding, right? So versus Derek, that would be a closer matchup. Well, on the contrary, being the same structure, being the same type size, I mean, Sommerfeld has an inch on Lunsford, but they're about the same size. This really exposes the size, the lack of size, I guess, if you're saying exposes. And it really shows how big and how massive Derek Lunsford really is. Now, I will say, this Sommerfeld, structurally speaking, aesthetically speaking, he looks good. And he has potential to be an open class Mr. Olympia champion. I initially set this one up and I thought, well, Derek's just too big for him. And there's really nowhere that Sommerfeld can run. But then I thought, this kind of proves that with added size, Sommerfeld could in fact be a force to be reckoned with in the open class. Think about it, guys. He has to lose weight to get to the men's classic physique division. And I'm not suggesting that he would switch now. He is poised to become the Mr. Olympia champion. I'm just saying, if he wins the classic physique title, I'd waste no more time. I'd get right to the spaghetti and bulk up and then go compete. No, take a year off. Take a year off and just unveil yourself. Could you imagine? Here's the front lat spread, and just like the front double, guys, the only thing holding Mike Sommerfeld down is his weight restrictions, that is, because he's competing in men's classic physique. And I have seen him off season. He packs on some serious mass. Oh, both of my legs fell asleep the other night when I woke up in the middle of the night, and I couldn't even feel them, and I was reaching down, and I grabbed a hold of both my kneecaps. I didn't know they were mine. I thought they were two cats. I thought they were two cat skulls. But anyway, I don't know why I told you that story. I'll edit that out. But having said that, I mean, if this is a serious comparison, you guys really want to know who would be the overall champion at the Arnold Classic, I already told you. It's just, Derek's just too big. Although one could argue that tiny little wee midsection, that huge, great big beard, that is one nice beard with a Steve French style mustachio. And I look like Steve French. You guys probably don't even know who Steve French is. Turn to the side. Oh. Monsieur Steve French looks pretty good, in the side, especially in the legs. And I can hear you guys now. But Max Morsoil, you have missized this one. There is no way that Sommerfeld's leg looks that big. Well, it does. Hams and glutes as well. And I have a sneaking suspicion several of you reached down and grabbed both of your kneecaps. It does feel like two cats' heads, doesn't it? So this shows, lads and lattices, that Mike Sommerfeld, if you're trying to predict who's going to be the next long-time Mr. Olympia champion, I think Mike Sommerfeld should be tossed into the equation. I mean, he's really not missing anything. He looks good in all of these shots, and there is not a thing missing except for the muscle that he would, in fact, put on if he went to the open. That's just the side and the front. What about the back? He is packing heat. as far as the back is concerned, too. Now, speaking of concerned, one thing that I may be concerned about here is the torso length. It just seems to be a lot smaller. He has the meat. He looks fantastic, actually. The lat insertions, things of that nature, but Derek just looks like a big Andre the Giant compared to him. Like, everything's just massive. He would have to put on a lot of beef. In the back, in particular. But who knows? Who knows? With depleting, it could cut into your back more than anything. After all, Derek Lunsford, his back seemed to grow more than anything when he went up to the open class. Did it not? Well, maybe. I maintain that it did. Here's the back double by. Now, this is a pretty shot. Kind of reminiscent of Dexter the Blade Jackson. He's holding his back more erect, more upright, like I said in the previous video, like a pole. Nice, perfect lat insertions. Derek Lunsford, he leans way back. Now that creates a lot of thickness, a lot of blockade muscle. Look at the glutes, hamstrings, little bit petite on that aspect for Mike Sommerfeld. Now don't get me wrong. In the classic physique, he was beating everybody. And to steal another phrase from Fiddler's Phil, he has those grill marks on his glutes. I like that. Instead of saying striations, there's grill marks. Of course Phil likes talking about glutes. He had some of the best glutes of all times. Absolutely. No wonder he didn't stop talking about glutes. But having said that, Derek Lunsford, absolutely, guys. He's still destroying Mike Sommerfeld. He is the Arnold Classic champion. There is no way, shape, or form. Oh, boy. Look at this abs and thigh. Wow. Lunsford has a good V-taper. I'll give him that. He leans forward, and it creates maybe more V-taper. I don't know. He has a lot in spades, but I just think it takes away from his height. In case you size police get on me about this one, which is possible, 1 inch taller plus standing like a classic physique division competitor. That makes a big difference. So I think this is how they would size up against one another, and Derek Lunsford's no stranger to losing to an abs and thigh. He beat Samson, though, telling you right now. Well, it was close. But I like them abs. I like them quads of Mike Sommerfeld. And at the end of the day, Derek Lunsford is your reigning and defending Arnold Classic champion, and Mike Sommerfeld is your Classic Physique Division champion. But this comparison proved, beyond the shadow of a doubt, that Mike Sommerfeld, he could absolutely... He's perfect. He's perfect for the division. He's perfect for Classic, too, though. Probably even do 212. Probably the only person in history that could pull off the win in all 3 divisions at the Olympia. It's possible. But for now, Classic Physique is in his sights, I'm sure. But a force to be reckoned with Mike Sommerfeld on the open class stage, given the right time and growth. So that's it. Derek Lunsford, undisputed champion. Have a great one, guys.